If you did not know, she has a big pot-bellied pig that's in her house. I don't know, is this
Yeah, he sleeps in the house. He sleeps in the house.
Good morning. It is Julie Reynolds with Somerville Housewife, and I'm at Odd Duck in downtown Somerville, South Carolina, and I'm here with a really special guest this morning I'm really excited about, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Good morning. I am Jennifer Conlon, and I'm the owner of Amicis Italian Bistro in North Charleston.
This is going to be a good one. I have questions. Okay, Jen, you got to start from the very beginning of how you got in the restaurant business and what led you here.
I have been in the restaurant business since I was about 15. So, but I've always been from a cooking family, and it was nothing for us to just whip up meals for like 20 people on a Sunday. So when we moved here about 25 years ago, I was actually looking just to open a small like bakery. But you know what? God has other plans, and He led me to the Italian restaurant that I own now. So I've actually owned it for 10 years. And my children are right there, you know, every day with me. So it's been a long 10 years, but a happy 10 years.
What was it about the restaurant business that lured you into that direction? I mean, was it family, like growing up with family and them cooking, or what was it?
It was that. It was the love of being around people when they actually eat together and take the bite of the food. Like, it's not so much whether it was good or not, it's just the love around it and the appreciation for the people who made it. And it was actually my very first job. So I was in the restaurant business. So I just loved it. I love people.
How did you get here in South Carolina?
My husband was actually a police officer in New York for over 20 years, retired, and we just wanted a very quiet kind of way of life. You know, everyone thinks New York, you're from the city, but we weren't. We were from the country of New York. It was absolutely beautiful. It still is. But we just wanted a little bit nicer weather, to be honest. So we came down and we looked in Somerville, and we actually ended up in Goose Creek, where I have been for the last 25 years.
So when you found your space in North Charleston, what was that like, Jen? That defining moment when the keys were in your hand and you were like, oh my gosh, this is so real.
The funny thing is, I worked in that restaurant for 4 or 5 years before I actually bought it. So my son and I did, and even my daughter. And I left there after a while. I went just to go serve somewhere here in Somerville, and the owners of it came to me and said, you know, you had such a passion for it, and the customers loved you. Would you like to buy it? And I immediately said no, because I said, no, you know, I'm 47 or 48, like I don't want to work every day of my life, you know. Then they came back to me again 2 weeks later with his wife, and she was crying actually. She wanted to go back to Italy. And so I went home and I told my kids, and they're like, Mom, you know, you've been serving your whole life, people, like just do what you love. So I ended up buying it, and my wonderful friend Carmine, he helped me with all of the paperwork. And I actually knew the landlord because he was somebody I served in there when I worked there, and we had a great reputation. So he was like, this is going to be a great business partnership. So my son actually was the one that gave me half of the down payment for the restaurant. At, I think, 20 years old. 20 years old.
For somebody that's never been to your restaurant, tell them what do you serve there?
Well, we serve the classic American Italian food. I know there's always the great debate over if it's authentic or not, but we serve regular dishes: spaghetti and meatballs, manicotti, baked ziti, you know, the good old stuff, fettuccine, cannoli. So we serve like the classics. We have never changed from it. People love them. You know, there's a lot of fancy Italian restaurants around, but when you want a good old hearty bowl with spaghetti and meatball, you come to Amicis.
You do your live shows on social media and you let everyone come into your kitchen and you share your life and you share your meals. How does that make you feel that like people are tuning in and they're watching and they want to know?
You know, it started during COVID because so that's how long I've been doing it. We missed our customers during COVID. You know, it was like a very lonely time in a restaurant. So my daughter was the one that she was like, Mom, do a live cooking. I had no idea what it was. So she set me up in the kitchen and I started cooking, and right away we got thousands and thousands of people watching. So then we did it again and we did it again. It just kind of got a mind of its own, and it grew and grew and grew. And I think at one point it reached over like 2 million followers watching and stuff. And so then as I had my grandchild, I just naturally added him in. So he's got his own little reputation in the restaurant. He's a little chef-rette, and people are already asking me, when's the next video?
See, that's huge, like incorporating your family into your business. I mean, you have such a close family. I've been to the restaurant, I've witnessed it. I mean, what does that mean to you to have your family a part of it?
Blessed. That's the word that I'm thankful to God for every day. And I love my children so much for sticking by me. They've been through me through, divorce and financial problems. They stuck with me when we were in a little 3-bedroom apartment together, when I couldn't afford a car. It's always been them. They stuck with me through everything, and we built it together. And it's funny because we all work like 6 days a week, and people just know, like, well, this is Abby, this is Tom, this is Annie. Now they know the grandbabies. And Amicis actually means friends in Italian, and I picked that for that reason because I really didn't have family here, but I knew friends would become family. And it's just been a place where people love to come and they just know our family really well.
Yeah, because I've always referred to you as Jennifer Amici. Do people do that a lot?
Yes, it is. Actually, I do, and I answer it. It's fine. It's fine. But that's really, the name Amicis just really stuck to us because that's what it was more about for us here, friends. Because our family is still back home. They love to come. They love to eat and visit, and we love it. We take up a whole side of the restaurant when they come. So it's just been a wonderful place for everybody in the community. Just come and talk to us just about everyday stuff. I don't know if we even talk about the food when I go to tables, and I get to know them as well. Like, my life is an open book. So I've never shied away from anything. I take the criticism, I take the horrible things people say, and I just try to grow from it. But I just keep working through it and keep loving through it. And that's what Amicis is, like this big melting pot. I just love it.
I really want to sit down with you because I see it. I mean, I've been a part of the community. I've been to the restaurant. I've known you for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I have seen the hard work. And through your social media, since you are so open, you bring everybody in through absolutely everything. I have got to know, this is like my grounding anchor question for you, is how do you do it? I mean, how do you juggle this, so many hats, and also be in that reality that there are down times as much as the good times?
It just, at first I was just really driven and focused on the restaurant, and I just had to make sure, for me and my son and my daughter's sake, because this was our living, I just had to make sure that it was up and going. And we put in so many long hours, and we still do. I work 6 days a week, but all day. Like, there's days that I'm out getting things for the restaurant we can't get. I'm doing bills, I'm going to the accountants, like I'm going to different stores, like I'm constantly. But I think in the past couple of years, since our family has grown and we've added son-in-laws and grandbabies, it's not all about the restaurant. It's really not. That's just a part of my life. And I've really had to pray about it and ask God to give me balance. And I think that's a great word that people don't really dwell on, but you have to have balance in life, and I give time to everything. Even my animals, even my little piggy and my chickens, I love them. I give them my time. I'm a gardener.
Oh, if you did not know, she has a big pot-bellied pig that's in her house. I don't know, is this
Yeah, he sleeps in the house. He sleeps in the house.
Yeah, because I've always referred to you as Jennifer Amici. Do people do that a lot?
Yes, it is. Actually, I do, and I answer it. It's fine. I am Jennifer Conlon, and I'm the owner of Amici's Italian Bistro in North Charleston. My life is an open book, and as I have mentioned to you before, people said to me, don't put your personal life out there with your business, keep it separate, but I didn't listen, and I'm so glad I didn't, because everybody knows everything about my life. And they'll come in and we talk about it, and they'll ask me gardening questions. I get so many people message me about gardening and about canning. They message me about anything, animals. I knit. I'm starting crocheting now.
And you've written books.
I do. I actually have 2 cookbooks, which are still on Amazon. And one of them, oh my gosh, one of them sold over like 10,000 copies. So it's just,
wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's just the customers and friends and family, they've just been so supportive. So I'm just really thankful to God. I have a very blessed life. He is the first thing that I keep above everything else. I set his time aside every morning. I do like 40 minutes. I do a devotional and I pray, and I don't start my day without it. I don't care if I'm running late or where, but and that's totally changed my life. So my day is so much smoother with it. Have to.
Jen, you posted this one really powerful reel that really resonated with me, and it was so powerful. Other people reached out to me and asked me if I had seen your post, and that was when, I'm getting goosebumps, when you got on your knees and you did your reel on your knees. Can you tell people who haven't seen it?
Yeah, I'm actually going to tear up over it, because it was something, we all get busy and we all want to just say goodnight to the Lord and say a quick prayer. And it wasn't until I went up to see my mom, she has dementia. So I went up to visit her not long ago, and she's 86 and she got on her knees. And I said, shame on me, shame on me. Here's my mom, 86, frail, and she still gets on her knees. So from that point, I came home. And so many times, I wanted to do it, but I felt like people would be like, oh, look at her. It's just to show everybody that she's praying. So I put it, and I didn't do it, and I didn't do it, and I didn't do it. And then finally, like one night, I just felt God say to me, you need to let people know they need to get on their knees and they need to pray. And so I did it, and the response from people was completely overwhelming. And I've gotten so many people asking me to pray, which I'm so honored, and I do. I have a list, and I go down and I pray. But the most touching part was when, probably about a month or 2 ago, a gentleman came into the restaurant, and he had a gift wrapped for me. And he said, I want to give this to you because about 6 months ago, I came into the restaurant. You served me, you helped me get takeout. My wife, she's in the hospital. She's very deathly ill. You prayed for her, and she passed. You prayed for me then when I told you, and when I saw your post, I wanted to give this to you, and it was a kneeling pad. It was a praying pad, and it's the most beautiful verse on it. So I take it out every night, and I pray on it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So, God is doing great things through the restaurant as well. So I just kind of gave it to him. It's not my restaurant. I do whatever he wants. When he decides to close it, it'll close. Whatever he decides to do with it, I trust him, I have faith, and that's how I live every day.
There's a secret behind this, how you juggle all of this? I mean, is it a schedule? What is it a secret? I mean, like you just said that you schedule time to be with the Lord.
Yes.
That's powerful.
Yes.
So, I mean, how does it, I mean, there's got to be a secret to it.
I just, I am a very routine person. So, once I have my coffee and my Bible time, I'll just go in the garden and just check everything there. And of course, I've already taken care of Peppy. I feed my chickens and stuff. I think I get a lot of my habits from my mom. She was a very scheduled person. She juggled 5 children. And we always had like a very peaceful, nothing was ever running around or turmoil or anything. It was very peaceful. And so, but the key I think is because I love my life. And so I find time for everything in it. I love my life so much. God has been so good. And like even today, I'm gonna go see my grandbabies. Like I schedule them in today before I go to work. You find the time for things that really matter to you in life. And I think I've just squeezed out things that don't matter.
And I appreciate your time today and penciling me in. It means everything, really, truly. Is there anything that you would like to tell anybody that's watching this?
One thing about the restaurant, is when you come into Amicis, we want you to feel like family. We try our best. You can talk to us about anything. It doesn't even have to be about the food, like I said. We're always take suggestions. And the other thing is, I would tell people to really take time to read your Bible. Like you can find so much little treasures in there during the day. It totally shifts your mind and your focus, and you start to see little gifts that God has for you for the day that you may have missed. And just take all the nonsense out of your life. The scrolling that's not important, and the caring about someone's post that really has no meaning in your life. Just focus on those of you that are in front of you.
With that, we are going to wrap this up. But if you haven't been to Amicis over in North Charleston, I'll tag everything here, and definitely go try them out because it is delicious. It really, really is delicious. All right, we're going to leave. Let me see if I can pull this around. Okay, see y'all later. Bye.